Here I'm going to be sewing 2 single signature notebooks. Single signature notebook is a notebook that has one set of papers, which is called a signature, hence the name single signature. So these 2 books are essentially going to use the same stitch, but the smaller book has got 3 holes and the larger book has got 5 holes. With this type of sewing, we start with a central hole, which is great if you're adding a cover, because if, like for this one, the cover is slightly bigger than the inside pages, as long as you start from the center and you measure your distance from the center, then it means that you end up with an equal gap top and bottom and everything matches. So we've got a center hole, and then on this book, which is A5 size, we've got 2 4cm sections either side of the center hole, and on this smaller book we've got 1 section either side of the center hole, which is 5 centimeters. So the stitch is the same, it's just there's an extra step on it because of the extra set of holes. I've got 5 here, but you could have any number as long as it's an odd number. So you could have 7 or 9 if you had a really big book. So we start on the inside of the book in the center. We then go, doesn't matter which way, to the end hole. Pull it. Leave that thread long enough so that it doesn't slip through. Then all the way through to the other side. And then back in the center hole, trying not to catch that thread that's already there. So we've got our 2 end threads. You need to make sure that one is to the left of that center thread and one is to the right. If they're both the same side, then when you tie the knot, the knot will just fall through to the outside of the book and it will not stay together. So we're going to do a reef knot, left over right, right over left, and trim the ends. So we have the 2 lines of stitching on the outside. So the larger book, exactly the same. We are going to start on the, this time we've got an inside and a cover. So we need to line them up. And then we're going to start on the inside and go all the way through to the outside. If for the first couple of holes you find it difficult to go through both the inside and the cover, you can do them separately. Pull the thread through so it's about 5 centimeters or so you can hold it. So this time we're going to go up to the next hole, not the top one or bottom one. Again, it doesn't matter if you go that way or you go that way. So because we're sewing the cover and the inside pages together, it's a bit trickier to get the needle through both at the same time. So I have the needle through there. I'm now going through there. This gets easier the more you sew because they start to line up, as long as you punch the holes in the right place, of course. So now up to the end hole. So as you can see, that was a bit easier to go through both. Pull the thread nice and tight. And then back down to the second hole and through. So again, going either side of that center hole like we did for the first book. If you can't get the needle to go through the hole easily, it probably means that you punched the hole at a slight angle, which I can see I did there. So just give it a bit of a wiggle. Alright, so just going to make sure all of these are nice and tight. Then along to the end hole, back through the second hole, and then back into the centre hole. So this time you can see I've come out with the 2 threads either the same side of that centre line. So I'm just going to pull that one through so it's the other side. And then I can tie my knot. I'll do a third one for luck. Trim the ends, usually trim them to about 1 centimetre, partly so that people know it's handmade and just in case the knot slips lightly, we've got a bit in reserve. So there you go, that's the outside of the book, line of stitching across. So we get 4 lines of stitch versus the 2 lines of stitch when you have 3 holes.